Hey everybody, it's Amber. I'm your triple diamond with It Works. I wanted to go into my story a little bit. I have told a lot of my team before, but we've had so many new people jump on board and I haven't done any updates from hitting triple. So I thought I would do a video and just explain it some on my story. So I joined It Works February 2014. I had came across a Facebook post. I had had a baby about 5.5, 6 months prior, and I had a lot of weight I wanted to lose. I was a manager of GNC, but I've had major heart surgery, so I can't take a lot of things, like all the different fat burners and things like that with stimulants in them, and really high caffeines, I couldn't have. It would make my heart race. I'd feel like I was going to pass out. I would get really weak. It was just not good. And I had tried many things to lose weight. So I came across the Facebook post and I entered and I won this free wrap. So I decided to try it. I was very skeptical. I had been managing GNC for almost 4 years at that time. And you know, I knew a lot about health and wellness. I'm certified in it. And I did not believe this cloth wrap with some cream on it was going to do a thing. So I decided to try it to prove them wrong, secretly hoping it was a miracle thing that would work. And I was right. We're not supposed to claim inch loss, but I lost a couple inches with my first one. And I was like, what is this? I have to research it. So I started looking into it and hearing these stories about these single moms that were struggling, that were now millionaires, and these families that had lost everything were top earners. And I was just like, what is this? Like, what in the world? I thought a lot of it was bogus, but I decided at that point I did not want to go back to work. I was on maternity leave with my second child. I had been gone from my first child, from Riley, my daughter. I mean, the first 5 years of her life, she was at daycare, and it was like other people were getting to raise her because I worked 50 and 60 hours a week. I was gone all the time, and I did what I could to pay our bills, and I knew it was important, and it's what I had to do, but it sucked. I stayed depressed all the time because I missed everything. I had gone through a bad divorce, and he didn't help at all, financially at all, with Riley, and it was hard, you know. I just was in debt up to here. I owed everybody for trying to help me. I was on food stamps, I was on WIC, I was on Medicaid. I lived in a very small trailer. It was rough. And I prayed for something to come along, and It Works came along. And at the time, I didn't realize I had been praying for something to come along like that. I didn't realize what I had my hands on at all. I did start talking to friends and family, and I did try to run with it because I joined with a leap of faith, hoping to make something of this. And I grew to Ruby in a month and a half, and then I stayed at Ruby. I was excited I got to Ruby. We didn't have any bonuses back then, so I was making a few $100s. I decided that, you know, I might have to find another job or something because it wasn't cutting it. But I knew this could be something, so I didn't want to quit, but it wasn't paying what I needed then. So I got discouraged, and I was going through a whole lot. Like I said, I struggled a lot with money. I had went through the divorce, so I was going through fighting with my daughter's father constantly. He was a very negative person that would rub off on me. I went through, me and Matt, my fiance, we were together and had Liam, and we were going through a lot of fighting and things like that because of money. We stayed stressed all the time, and then he got laid off. So we dealt with those issues. I ended up having a miscarriage right before my first conference. And then I kind of shut down. I was upset. I felt like all the stress I was under because we were always broke was why it happened. I was just really negative and bitter and angry all the time. I decided that I had talked to Maria, and that's what really, talking to Maria and Jamie and realizing like I need to stop dwelling on this negativity and get to conference. I was still Ruby at the time when I went to my first conference 2 Januaries ago. I was getting executive pay. Everybody under me had quit. I would sign distributors, but they would quit. And I knew a lot of it was my mindset, but I didn't know how to change it until that conference. Me and Lauren, she is my double diamond under me, she had it rough too, and she was a single mom. She's a single mom, and we just knew we had to do everything it took to get to conference. We had no money. We did not have a car that we could take. At the time, I had got my first speeding ticket ever, and I'd never been in trouble before, but because I didn't have money, I lost my license. And until I had the money to pay all the fines and everything else, I mean, over a small speeding ticket, and it just blew my mind that I did not have the money to even pay it or pay the court or anything, so I lost my license. And it was just rough. So I didn't have a license or a car to take to the first conference. We borrowed Lauren's mom's car. We sold things, things around the house and stuff just to get some money to get up there. We borrowed gas money. We ate off of our food stamp cards. I mean, it was rough. We slept in a closet on an air mattress that was borrowed as well. So thank you, Maria, for letting us, but it changed everything for me. But yeah, and then that first conference is what really, I was just like blown away by hearing all the stories about people that even had it worse than me. I mean, much worse. And to think that I was struggling, and it was all about believing in yourself and working hard and knowing that you could change other people's lives while changing your family's life. And that, I ran with that. I got back after sitting at Ruby for about 10 months. I built to Emerald that next month, and then 3 months later I got Diamond. 5 months later from that I went double, and 5 more months I went triple. Sorry, I was having to think about it. So in 2 years and 2 months I have become a triple diamond. I was actually looking at my tax return from 2014, my first year working with It Works. I had no other income coming in. Matt just lost his job, and we made like $7,000-8,000 for that year. We struggled so bad, standing in church lines. I was so embarrassed to have to do that. And being on food stamps and WIC just to have that extra milk. We were just in such a rough place, and it was hard because we were hard workers. We weren't people that were lazy. We weren't people that didn't want to work for our family. We just could not make it. And It Works came at just that time in our life when we needed it most. And I kept that vision and realized, like, we have to do this. We have to change our lives. And then I got paid this month as a triple diamond. Sorry, I get so emotional. And I made more this month than I did that entire year. Like, much more than I did that entire year in 1 month. And I never believed I could be somebody like that. I never even imagined living a life we are. I mean, we're planning so many things. We're doing so many things. Me and Matt are home full time with our kids. Everyone's always talking about how like smart our kids are, and how and of course, I'm a little biased. They are my children, but Liam's 2, and he like knows his alphabet, his numbers, he talks full sentences. And everyone's like, wow, that's crazy. And I just think of like, I missed all of that with Riley, and she's very smart too, and I wasn't there like I wanted to be as much, but because of It Works, we've been able to be home and work with him and work with, and we're here with Riley now, and she's in 2nd grade reading at the end of 3rd grade level, and just the things that they're doing because we can have that one-on-one time with our kids. And we went to a theme park, the first time we've ever done vacations or just had money to do anything with our family. we went to amusement park and we went to Carowinds like 6 or 7 times last summer. I could count on 2 fingers actually, because I had went twice in my whole life. As an adult, I had went as a child, but as an adult where I had the money to actually take my family or just have fun and not just stress about bills constantly and, do we have enough money for food this week and what bill are we going to have to be late on or chance getting cut off because we just don't have the money. And that is how I lived for years I grew up and had it rough. My parents were divorced, and the way I grew up was emotionally very hard. I'm not going to get into that fully. It's a crazy story, but my mom and dad were divorced and I lived with my dad and my stepmom, and it just was hard, very hard. I was the oldest of 6 and I took care of the kids most times at a very young age, and I also tried to excel in school and just try to live a life that I tried to do the best I could, but it was a very negative life I was in as a child, and it was rough. So early on as a kid, I had a lot of negative thoughts, and I just thought the only way to ever make money was to, go off to college and get that big job in the corporate world. And I was a manager in retail because I had a child young, not really young, but to where I ended up getting married in my first marriage and getting pregnant instead of going off to college like I should have. I don't regret anything. I think everything happens for a reason, and that's why my daughter's here. But, and I got married young to someone that didn't work and was on drugs and drank, and it was just rough. I had a rough life for a while, and I just kept trying to push because I knew things could get better once I seen the vision with this company. And that's all it takes, guys. Believing in yourself that you can do anything. You can do anything you set your mind to. But you have to believe that. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am diamond. I am worthy of double diamond. I am worthy of black diamond. And yes, I'm at triple diamond, but I'm going to keep pushing and pushing. The main thing is, because I'm helping others do the same thing. I love that I have changed my family's life. It means the most to me. But I'm also helping other people every single day do the same thing. And that is the best feeling in the world, because I've been in that situation where I stood in a church line for a box of food, not knowing what it was going to be, but because these people were helping me because I could not feed my family. I've been there, and I never thought that I would be making anything like this, that I would be thinking that I can build a dream house one day. Like, really? I can be one of those people? I cashed 5 figures this month. 5 figures. That was a dream to me. I never thought that was real, that somebody could do that in real life. But I did, and I'm helping others do that, and that is what is amazing. And anybody can do this, you guys. I was in retail. I had never, ever had my own business where I built on social media while I was at home with my kids. I had a rough pregnancy last year, and because of it works, I was able to stay at home and take care of myself so I could take care of that baby and my 2 others while I also paid all the bills. I mean, It Works has changed everything. But if you do not believe in yourself and believe that you can be somebody like that you want to be a millionaire, guess what? It Works can help you become a millionaire. But you have to put that work in. You have to be positive and think, I can do this. I deserve this. And I'm going to help others. I'm going to help the world financially, have that freedom and that time with their family, but I'm going to help them with their health goals and their wellness and make people feel better. When somebody messages you or emails you or whatever and tells you, thank you for helping me drop 80 pounds this past year. I was borderline diabetic And now I'm not. And I feel so much better. And I can get out with my grandkids and play. That's an email I got. And that was the best feeling in the whole world, knowing that I helped maybe even save her life. Maybe. You never know. Diabetes can be a horrible disease. I have family members, immediate family members that have it. I mean, just the many different things It Works has done for my family and does for others. It is amazing. And you need to believe in it, and you need to be excited, and you need to work consistently, because just think, if you did it in 1 year, 2 years, 5 or even 10 years and got to be an ambassador leader in 10 years making millions of dollars, would you ever be able to do that with what you're doing right now? Just think about that for a second. 2 years ago, I could not sit there and say, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire with GNC, being a general manager, working 60 hours a week away from my kids, working on salary, so it didn't matter how many hours a week I worked. I always made the same amount. Yes, I made commission, so I made a little bit more than some managers because I was good at what I did, and I did enjoy working in the health and wellness field, and that's why I just love this too, because I'm still helping people. But I would never be able to do what I'm doing now with any other company I've ever worked for, ever. Even being there 20 to 30 years and retiring, I would not make what I am making now. And I just wanted to be able and hopefully touch and inspire somebody that has lived it rough. And if you haven't lived it rough, it's okay, because you deserve this too. You deserve that freedom of time being with your kids and not waking up to an alarm clock and going to work for somebody else. You're working for yourself. You're setting your own hours. Don't think because you feel like you're putting in work that you're working that 12-hour shift and coming home and having to sit on your cell phone and answer questions and make posts and things like that's super hard, because you're sitting at home doing it on your own time and making money. You paid $99 to start this business. Yes, you have an auto ship every month. Those are your business dues. Just think about it this way. If you owned a salon or any other business out there, you would have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hope that you really made it out in this hard world. Our economy is awful. And to be at home and get to do that and not spend thousands of dollars to run a business that might make it, I mean, you're at home and you see the stories. I'm telling you a story. You can make it. You can do it. You just have to put that effort into it, and you have to have passion about this company. You have to be excited. If you're not excited about what this company does for others or about the products, one or the other. Some people are excited about both. Some people are excited about the products and they don't really know how the opportunity has done for people because it hasn't done enough for them yet. But maybe that wrap helped them get into 3 pant sizes smaller. You know, you have to be excited in some way. And it doesn't have to be the wraps. It can be greens. It can be fat fighters. It can be anything. But you need to be trying the products and the different products. You need to try different things and see what works for you and what, you know, you can get excited and share to people. And you have to talk about what It Works is going to do for you, even if it hasn't yet. My biggest tip are your lifestyle posts and are to take pictures of you with products. Take pictures of you at the gas station or your gas tank saying, thank you, It Works, for filling up my tank. Thank you, It Works, for giving me time to go to the park with my kids, or getting them that extra ice cream at the store that normally I couldn't get them because we live so paycheck to paycheck. That's how life was for me. I promised my kids the world and I could not give it to them. I wanted to so bad back then, but I couldn't. And I knew I was going to find a way to do it. And It Works came and I found my way and we're doing it now. For the first time, I just want to give just something I've experienced, because I'm very emotional, because this triple, happened last month and I got my first check a few days ago, and just getting on because my kids need spring clothes. You know, they're growing out of everything. And usually I go to Walmart or get hand-me-downs. That's my whole life. I've always done that. And I actually was able to go on to Oshkosh and Carter's and different things like that and buy any outfit I wanted for my kids, multiple. I got them each like 6 or 7 outfits to last through, you know, the warmer months, and got them cute things, name brand. And I was like, wow, the only time I've ever bought multiple name brand outfits is at a consignment shop or a yard sale. And I'm telling you guys this, and I'm getting more deeper into the things I've went through, because I want you to know, no matter what you're going through, that It Works can change your life, and it can be the best thing that ever happened to you. But you have to work the business. You have to be excited. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I'm telling you, you have to, because if you don't, it's not going to change. I sat almost a year from signing up to be in that Ruby, for almost a year, really. It was right at a year I sat there thinking, am I ever going to do anything with this business? And I went to my first conference and met the amazing people I met. And I'm so thankful God brought me to this journey. I'm so thankful for meeting Maria. I'm so thankful for meeting Jamie. I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful for helping all the customers I have. And I want that for all of you. I do so bad. And if you guys need help, reach out to your uplines. You can't just sit there and think you can do this on your own and have no clue. If you're not watching YouTube videos, reaching out to sideline and upline leaders, posting on Facebook, being consistent, being excited, you're not going to have a business. So, that was my story. I know this was a little long. I hope somebody could relate to it. I hope you reach out to your uplines and let them know, I want this. What can I do more? Can you help me? But you need to be reaching those people, guys. It's a numbers game. If you are not talking to enough people, you are not going to have a business either. You can't just post on Facebook and have 200 friends and think you have a business. You have to be adding people every single day. I add about 30 people a day on Facebook, and I add between 100 to 300 people on Instagram every day. I started with about 100 friends on Instagram, and I'm almost at 12,000 friends. And that is because I've added people and I've been consistent, and it has changed my business. I am building a local team now, and I have about 25 local team members that I'm so excited about, because I've always wanted that local team that we can all come together. We're going to start having meetings and things like that. But I also have a huge team. I have so many of you distributors on my team that are strangers that I had never met. I met you all through social media, and you can do the same, but you have to reach those numbers. So I want to do a Zoom soon and talk more about different people's stories and things they've been through. I want to share all different stories, and I'm going to try to talk to more leaders and get people on there so you guys can, hear from other people and see that anybody can do this. And then Thursday, me and Ashlyn and a few other leaders, I'm sure, are going to do some more social media training on Zoom Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Central. So I want all of you to be on those. Start getting on your Zoom meetings, because that is training, and that is where you have your leaders. I mean, we do these things 2 to 3 times a week to train you guys, but also be there to answer any questions you have or issues or anything. So you need to really get excited and make this spring and summertime count. It is peak season, you guys. I mean, everybody is wanting that beach body. They're getting ready for summertime. Sorry. So push it. Be excited and get to work. But I'm here anytime you need me. And I love you all. And thanks for listening to me ramble about my life. Bye.